Hi, I'm Krista Johnson. This is Blue Eyes here. She's been in training for about 7 months now. Been having to work on a lot of different things. Right now I'm just warming her up, wanting her to go to a circle to the right, pretty much stay on the rail, not cut corners too much. But I want her to stay between my reins and my legs. So the more I want to prepare her for riding down the road, riding down the trail, doing any sort of riding outside of the arena, I want to make sure I'm giving her that place of peace to follow. I'm going to see if she can follow my eyes, belly button, legs. If I need to pick up my reins, I will. I'll ask her to get on the rail a little more there. Just let her kind of establish the pattern here, and then we'll bump it up to a trot. We had started out doing quite a few circles. Now I'm trying to really straighten her out, getting her used to just going down the trail, going down the road, going down on whatever pattern I give her. If she stays where my focus is at, there should be no pressure there for her to find. There, she's kind of bumping into my right leg a little bit. Let's see if I can bump her up to a trot. I'll sit up more, turn my toes out a little bit. The moment she shifts her weight and thinks about going to that trot, I go back to neutral. I'm just going to ride with her, see if she goes into that nice relaxed trot. If she doesn't, I'll help her find it. There, she's getting a little choppy on me. So I'm going to start talking to her back feet a little bit. See if I can get her to smooth out and relax a little more. The more she can kind of get her hind end underneath her, the nicer gait she'll give me to ride. There, she kind of lost her balance. Let's ask for the trot again. So since she's half Tennessee Walker, half grade stock horse, she kind of used to pace, but I tried to discourage that. But she's always trotted. Now she trots and kind of does an intermediate gait. But the important part is it's smooth to ride and that she's relaxed. I don't really care if she gaits, I don't really care if she trots. I want it to be smooth and relaxed because I care about her emotional state and where it's at as we're doing things. And we're just getting warmed up here. She had yesterday off because she gets Sundays off. But sometimes I just like to get her out and ride her. There, I'm just trying to get her to connect that rein to her hind feet to make that turn and get her hind end underneath her a little bit more. If she's riding smooth around the corner, I just leave her alone. If she gets a little choppy, try to get her hind end underneath her. And that's where I'll care a little less about the pattern and more about the gait. I'll sit her back down when she's in the right spot and just leave her alone and just enjoy that nice ride. A lot of times you'll get that gait really nice and then they'll make that downward transition. But I want her to be in tune with my rhythm. I want her to be relaxed. And then if we can stay on pattern, even better. That feels pretty good. She's a really, really nice ride. The more I can teach her to just stay between my reins, my legs, be emotionally, mentally, physically collected, maintain this nice smooth gait, the more tasks she's going to be able to do, the more she's just a joy to ride. She's getting to where she's more and more willingly guided. She's not always the most athletic with her shoulders or her hindquarters, but she's gotten a lot better from where we started. Let's see if I can do a downward transition. I'm going to slow my beat down, sit up a little more, see if she comes with me. If she wouldn't have come with me, then I would have slowly lifted my reins until she slowed her feet down. And I usually try to give them maybe 3 strides or so to come with me, and then I'll use a correction. There, I'm trying to get her to think more straight along here. She's already thinking, I already know I'm going to go that way, so fine, but... So same thing with the downward transition on the walk. I'm just going to think about slowing myself down, setting myself up more. Kind of let some of the life out of my body. She's slowing down, not quite stopping. That's where I'm going to lift my reins. Didn't want her to turn her hind feet like that. Let's see if I can put her back straight. She just didn't understand. Pet her. Let's see if I can get her to back up a little bit. I'm going to turn on the haunches. There she goes. And go forward. Well, same thing going this way. I'll just kind of establish the pattern at the walk. I like that she's blowing out there. Probably wouldn't notice it now, but she used to be a pretty emotional horse. It's taken a long time to get her centered and to find safety, comfort, leadership, and responsibility with me, not only on the ground, but now riding. I'm going to ask her to trot. I'm going to think 2 beats. I'm going to sit up a little more, slowly turn my toes out. And the moment she shifts her weight and thinks about that trot, the moment I'll just sit and ride. Took a moment there. She got kind of connected to the barrels in that corner over there for whatever reason. Same thing on this side. I'm going to talk to her hind feet a little bit. Get her hind feet underneath her a little more. Set her back down. I'll try to keep my rein in neutral in front of the saddle horn there, right at her withers. If I need to pick them up to talk to her, if she's not paying attention to my body, like there, she's not paying attention to my body, I'm trying to drift her over back to the wall. Ask her to trot again. Any other time though, I want to prepare her to ride out on a loose rein, stay in between my reins and my legs. And got that nice, lovely gait she's given me there. She's such a nice ride. I don't know what she's getting nervous about that corner over there. The next time I come around, I'm actually going to try to stop her in that corner and give her a little bit of relief. Kind of a different pattern, just a little corners pattern, but it can kind of help them not be so worried about approaching those corners. She remembers this one, and she's already reading my mind, but I want her to come and stop in this corner here. I'm just going to sit up, stop in my body. I didn't need to use my reins. I'm just going to let her think about that for a second, have a little bit of relief here. Because every time she goes to avoid it, and I pick up my reins and my legs to try to get her back on the wall, I'm using a little bit of pressure towards what she's already unconfident about. This, I'm trying to take all the pressure off in the spot that she's already unconfident about so she can build confidence. It's okay to use your aids to put them back. Just make sure that there's relief as they're going towards the scary or unconfident thing. We don't have to stand here forever, but I just want her to have a little bit of relief there. I'll ask her to go. I'll look where I'm going. She's not getting the memo there, so I'll back her up a little bit. That doesn't even scare her anymore, which is nice. Ride through the trees and not be worried about branches and stuff, random noises. There, she's a little high-headed, but her gait's still smooth. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. She's stretching down. We'll see how she does with this corner over here next time. She's seeking the corners game here with getting relief here, so I don't want to tell her no, that's wrong, but I'm just not going to let her stay there. She's just telling me, she's like, oh, I know this game, let's stop in this corner. I'm like, oh, I didn't ask you to, but that's okay. She's already thinking stop in that corner, but I'm going to gently ask her and redirect her to go back on our pattern here. I'm not trying to use the four corners game right now, but I'm going to use that just because she kept avoiding that over and over again to give you a different way to address that. Let's see if I can get her to be more disciplined about staying on our pattern here and staying in the trot. The good part is she's maintaining that nice trot. I'm not having to tell her to get her hind end underneath her this way so much. So there I might actually start putting pressure in that corner since she seems to be a little too stuck to it. That corner, it just took me giving her a little leg with that right leg to understand to keep going. Let's see if we can come down to a walk, sit up a little more tall, change my rhythm. Let's see if we can change our pattern here as far as staying between our reins and our legs. Try to slow down the forward. Use that neck rein, direct rein to get her to yield the front end. She's thinking yield the back end. There we go. She's losing forward. I don't like her punching at the bit like that. I think yield, find the answer. I'm going to give her any bit of relief as she starts to yield the front end around the back end. There we go. I'll let her walk forward out of that. Now she's getting a little anxious on the bit because she's not sure. The more we work on this, the more sure she can get. She's already figuring that out better. The more things that we try to add in our communication, the more subtle things are, and the more the reins can mean different things when we talk to the front feet and the back feet. So we just have to practice it more and be more consistent, just get her more sure. That'll get her to stop chomping on the bit so much. And I gotta make sure that I'm being disciplined and giving her those little yes answers when she's on the right track. Whoa. Trying to work on stopping her straight there. We stopped initially when she was super green with her yielding the hindquarters, but now we're trying to work on adapting from that to just stopping straight. But there's where I'm at with Blue Eyes right now, other than out riding on the trails and enjoying riding her down the road. It's what we're working on in the arena right now. Thanks for joining us.